Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I am here with my review for Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA. Now, if you have not seen this movie yet, look, come back. There will be spoilers. I'm not finna do a non-spoiler review. I'm gonna say some things. I may not say everything, but I'm gonna say some shit and you just know, okay? As always, thank you to everybody who's here on the channel, man, who rocks with your boy. Like I said before, more movies are coming back out, so I definitely will be doing more reviews. Trying to get as much stuff up here as I can on top of everything else. So thank you, everyone, for your patience, your love, subscriptions, notifications, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate y'all. So let's just get right into it. First and foremost, let me give my overall thoughts of the movie. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. The next thought is going to be a pretty controversial thought to say. Some may agree with it, some are probably not. But as y'all know, this is my review. This was the best Star Wars movie Marvel has ever done. Yep, I said exactly what I said. This was the best Star Wars movie Marvel has ever done. Okay? When you know, there's a scenes that feel like the cantina. You feel like a lot on the different planets. You know, even though we're in the quantum realm, which, by the way, I love how it jumped right into it. Like, you 10 to 15 minutes in the beginning, and the next thing you know, bam, we in the quantum realm, and that is where the rest of our film take place. I love it, because it's like, we know it's going to the quantum realm. We know we're getting there. We just want to know how soon, how long this is going to be. And you get there. Next, everyone has said it, and I agree with everyone that has said it. Jonathan Majors as Kang is amazing. Dude is a force on screen. Let me tell you why. The whole time, every time you see him, he is upset, he is angry, he is ready to destroy anything, but he still does it in a calm demeanor. There's a level about him that is above a Killmonger, that is above a Thanos, and y'all know how much of a Thanos fan I am. This dude, he just don't give a shit. There's one point where he got Cassie in a cell and Scott across from in the cell, and he like, Scott, I need you to do something for me. He's like, no, just let my daughter go. And he looks at Kang, looks at Cassie and say, she'll be fine without you, and proceeds to choke the life out this broad. And then choking Scott at the same time. It works. Everything he does. There's a part in the movie where we've seen, with Thanos, we heard him getting rid of half of life. We never really seen him murder anybody. We saw Killmonger kill his girl. That's who we saw, right? And killed Zuri. We seen him kill 2 people. We watch Kang murder people. Why he is called the Conqueror, how he don't care. It isn't no, he sends people to do his dirty work. He does the majority. When you see him murder it, he is murdering niggas, okay? He don't care. I was like, yeah, and I was for it. Seeing MODOK, I heard a lot of people complaining about MODOK. They didn't like MODOK, this, that, and the third. They thought he should have been more, serious, or there should have been this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, are y'all not familiar with the character of MODOK? How MODOK is a joke, per se? Yes, it is a mechanized organism designed only for killing. And that's what he does. But it helps that it's a giant head with a tiny body. And we all know with them using Darren Cross, bringing back Corey Stoll, to use it as that, it works because it shows, yes, this is what happened to Yellow Jacket when he got sucked in the quantum realm. We see that Kang made him the way that he is. But he cracks jokes about it. He keeps trying to be told, I'm MODOK. And they're like, bro, you Darren. We see this big ass face. We know who you are. And he works as that. Also, MODOK works in the quantum realm. There is no way, even in the Marvel universe, in the superhero-led universe that we have, that MODOK could move freely about without anybody ever not noticing. But in the quantum realm, it works, okay? Michelle Pfeiffer is given so much to do, you forget how much, even in the comics, Janet Van Dyne is a badass, if you know that, but you don't really get that as much in the Ant-Man films. You see how much she a badass in this. Like, she does some work. But also, so we found out at the beginning of the movie, she was stuck in the quantum realm with Kang. when Kang first was stuck there. You find out he was exiled by the Council of Kangs. Because when he keeps saying they exiled me, you already know who they are. It's the Council, if you're familiar with Kang, right? So they're together. The whole time, she tells him he's this brilliant scientist. We find out, because for the longest, she keeps putting off why she's so terrified of him, right? She finds out, she's like, yo, this dude is in the quantum realm. We shouldn't be there. This dude is taking over shit. At one point, like I said, when Janet is in the quantum realm with Kang, he gets her to help him rebuild his ship because he's trying to escape. He just feels like, he tells her initially he was a experiment in time travel and whatever, and he's lost off course. But when he helps to repair the engine, the multiversal engine, it's neural linked to the throne, the chair, the ship we see. She touches it and sees Kang's whole vision and just makes him, she sees how he just wants to destroy and conquer everything. And you get Jonathan Majors look at her, he was like, you okay, Janet? And then he realized what she saw. He was like, all right, so what you see? Yeah, listen, all the other worlds, I'm going to fuck them up. But yours, you good. Just keep helping me out. Your world going to be fine. I'm going to fuck up everybody else, though. But you good. You didn't help me out. Ain't nobody had to help me. And you're like, damn. And he meant it. But it's different things. People ask where Bill Murray comes in. Bill Murray plays a dude named Krylon, who's like this rich, super rich dude in the quantum realm who has helped out Janet a while back and now is working for Kang, you find out. But also you find out her and Bill Murray had a thing, right? And this is while even fucking Michael Douglas is in the quantum realm. You find out they had a thing, and Janet tells him, yo, it was 30 years. A woman has needs. And so Michael Douglas is really like, yo, this motherfucker hit my wife. Here's the problem with that statement. We know it is implied. We know that Janet and Bill Murray's character, Krylon, they have sex. We know they got down. They were in a relationship or something. We know it. Because even Bill Murray was like, yeah, those are good old days. But why don't we talk about the fact that more than likely she got banged out by Kang? Look, women see Jonathan Majors nowadays, and this is before the Creed photos. This is before Kang. People have seen him in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. People have seen him in Lovecraft Country. People have seen him in The Five Bloods, and they all were like, they would give Jonathan Majors the business. So then it's like, yo, did Kang get some of that waspness, that original waspness? Is that a part of it too? It's like, yo, that's why I'm not gonna kill you. Not only did you help me, you broke me off a piece like that Kit Kat bar. All of that. Scott Lang, now everybody asks about Cassie being stature. She has a suit. You find out, they get into it so quick because you find out Hank has given her a suit, right? Has made her a suit and is kind of training her to use the suit while Scott is promoting his book. Scott doesn't like that. Scott kind of feels like he wants to train her. Now, I was talking to some people after we went to a screening. They was like, I would have loved to seen the training things and all that. And here's my problem with that statement, and I don't know if you all agree or disagree with your boy. When people say, I want to see these training montages, I want to see all this built up, give me a fuller story, are you just saying that because if you got it, many times people will be like, we didn't need it. It's told, it's implied, she was training. We know kind of how training goes because we saw the way, basically Hank was training Scott. So we know what happens. We know the training set. We don't need to see it all in repeat because pretty much that's what we're going to see again, right? I just want to make sure I'm seeing this the right way. So all that happens, of course she learns how to grow, shrink, all these different things. It's a father-daughter thing. Again, you have the Hank and Hope relationship. Then you have the Scott and Cassie relationship, excuse me. Speaking of Hope, we all know how we felt about Evangeline Lilly. Everybody is like, yo, she probably got to go. For some reason in this film, even though this is Ant-Man and the Wasp, her dialogue is very, very minimal. If you remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she did a lot more. She was a lot more vocal, because, of course, this is about her taking her place in the ethos of everything. Not that much here at all. Now, granted, I will admit, I wanted to see some people die. I wanted to see some people die. Now, yes, when I tell you Kang murdered people, and I wanted to see some more people die, and again, spoiler alert, didn't see it. Am I upset about it? Nah, that was just my hope, because I felt like if anybody's watched me on New Rock Stars, if you've heard me through Mad Titan, I've consistently said openly, I personally felt like one of the ways you can establish Kang as this big, bad, dominant threat to be coming up in the Marvel Universe. We know we get the Kang Dynasty. So if you know about the Kang Dynasty, you already knew you were getting the Council of Kangs. And so things like that. You know about Iron Lad, you know about Ramatut, you know about Immortus, etc., etc. But I said, if you want to make him the big bad you're really showing a threat about, he should kill the hero of the movie he's introduced in. We have not yet had a villain to do that. Every hero movie that we introduced, as always, you give them their pretty much main protagonist, their opposite, and they are defeated in the end by the hero. Whether there's a struggle, there's something they have to overcome, all those things happen, which is cool, which is fine, I'm good with. But I just personally felt that would step this level up a little bit more. Did it have to happen? Absolutely not. And I'm cool with it. I'm cool it didn't happen. But people are like, oh, this was supposed to be an Avengers level movie. I wanted so much more. No. This set up the Avengers level threat. This is still an Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. I think a lot of people went into this movie with way more expectations than they should have had. Now, again, myself, I've done it before. Am I saying this movie is a fucking masterpiece? Absolutely not. Am I saying this is one of the greatest Marvel movies ever made? Absolutely not. I'm saying it tracks along with what we've seen as far as Ant-Man movies, which I need people to understand. We've now had 3 fucking Ant-Man movies. Ant-Man. The movie has been what it has been. This movie, no matter how big the person is in Jonathan Majors Kang that is coming, it has been what it has always been as Ant-Man movies. They are literally just a piecemeal to everything else. It moves the plot different ways. Ant-Man and the Wasp was to open up the quantum realm for you. The quantum realm was meant to open up to give you Kang, right? Ant-Man's whole purpose was to start up to let you know the quantum realm is a thing. All that little piece was Ant-Man's whole purpose has been the quantum realm because we needed it because one person is in the quantum realm. That's to start everything. You have to have, he's trapped. Technically, Kang is exiled and trapped in the quantum realm. He can't get out. So you need to set up this, how does this threat get out? Or how does this lead to the bigger threat of Kang? That's what Ant-Man's films have been. I don't know why people were probably expecting. Some people may have been expecting, oh, we're going to get another Avenger in this. Oh, we're going to get a whole lot more action. Oh, we're going to see this grandiose thing. We're probably going to see somebody die, instead of realizing it's an Ant-Man film. Again, everyone's going to have their difference of opinions, which is a great thing about these movies, no matter what. And I've always said that whether it be Marvel, DC, any other comic book movie, we are allowed to have opinions and differences. That is fine, as long as we're respectful for it and things like that. This movie, I think Peyton Reed and Jeff Loveness, who wrote it, again, a writer of several episodes of Rick and Morty, wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and it tracked. William Jefferson Harper is as Quaz is funny for what he does. David Dastmalchian, he's not one of the guys that was with Michael Pena or T.I. because, again, T.I. wasn't going to be in this movie. Michael Pena's not in it. So you wanted to keep David Dastmalchian and you put him in another role, and his role is hilarious what he does. There's a lot of things that happen that are Rick and Morty-esque. So, again, with the hijinks that you've gotten from Ant-Man films, both Ant-Man and the Wasp, those hijinks still continue in this movie. This movie just now takes place in a whole other setting. The heist, there's always a heist because Scott Lang is a thief. There's always a heist. He now has to steal back something for Kang, right? And so you get all those elements. I had somebody tell me I wanted this movie to be 30 minutes longer. Fucking why? We complain now, and I say we collectively, that doesn't mean it's everybody watching this, okay? We complain now that some of these movies are too fucking long. I understand when you have a massive story with massive characters and a lot of arcs, the longer, sometimes you need a longer movie to flush all that out. Understand. We already know about Ant-Man, the Wasp. We knew basically it was just Cassie getting a suit to eventually become Stature, because we're somewhere down the line set with the Young Avengers. We know about Hope. We know about Hank. We know about Janet. The biggest thing we've been introduced to is the quantum realm, which we kind of know about. We find a little bit more about it, but Kang the Conqueror. That was the development. That was the story that needed to be told. And that was the story being told. Yes, this movie is meant to introduce Kang. That's it. Are there different things in it? Yes. People are going to say, oh, Marvel is falling off. Marvel, when it comes to an Ant-Man movie, this Ant-Man movie, they're not. They're doing what Marvel has done with Ant-Man films from the beginning, y'all. Again, I know many people will say that, Jay, you always going to just put up Marvel no matter what. You don't think they can do no wrong. And that is a fucking lie. I do. There are two major post-credit scenes in this movie to set up a lot of shit going forward. But those two post-credit scenes don't matter unless what happens in the movie happens. You get what I'm saying? We've had post-credit scenes that have, yes, applied to another film somewhere, that have attached to something else, and you kind of don't get it, or you're like, well, that kind of didn't do anything for me. But this ties into the great threat that we're about to get. The one thing people may have said also that is now possible because of this movie is like, what if we start getting Jonathan Majors in almost every single Marvel project as a different version of Kang? Because we understand that he knows about the multiverse. He knows about time. There is a council of Kangs that have banished him. What if he starts appearing as different Kangs throughout these different projects in different ways, or the threats are referenced? This is at the beginning of Act 2 of another three-act story. Phase 4, for as all muddled as people can say it is, and to some degree it is, yes, is Act 1 of the movie. Act 2 is now what's happening. Let us introduce our threat. Act 3 is when it's all gonna play out. Deadpool, Fantastic Four, and X-Men, Avengers, Kang Dynasty, Avengers Secret Wars. I think we've gone into this and just thinking everything is gonna go full steam ahead. And I still say, and I still hold to this, we were spoiled with what the Infinity Saga was. It was done well. It was a great told story. It began everything. It was something we've never seen. And because now we've seen it, we kind of continually want it. I think we have to say, we didn't say too much of, we can allow Marvel to reset when it came to Phase 4. Yes, there were things in Phase 4 that did not work. I agree. I'm not gonna say it. So everything, no, that's not true. A lot of these things, a lot of people felt like, what was the point? And there are a lot of different things being set up. What if the Eternals being set up with the Celestials are meant to deal with the threat that is coming with the Kang Dynasty? It was like, so what was the point of introducing them? There's a reason. Not saying this is guaranteed. What if Miss Marvel, we know this goes into the Marvels, we know we got Secret Invasion. What if this is all building into the Kang Dynasty or even Secret Wars? There's so much more. The multiverse is the reason for Secret Wars. The count, yes, we defeat this Kang thing, but now there's a war coming amongst the multiverses, and we don't know how they're going to deal it. We don't know how they're going to do it. There have been no plot details revealed, which is grateful because these movies are so far down the line. But I think we're so busy because of what we had in the Infinity Saga, we won't let the story build. Yes, there are some parts in Ant-Man and WASP QUANTUMANIA that don't work. There are a few parts. There absolutely are. But for the most part, it tells the story it needs to tell. Everything now coming out doesn't need to tell the story of everything that is about to happen down the line. This movie's whole purpose is to introduce Kang the Conqueror. It uses Scott Lang as a vehicle. It uses Janet, Hope, Hank, and Cassie as vehicles. Yes, we learned that the quantum realm has resonance. It was great to see Katie M. O'Brien in it because did a phenomenal job in Black Lightning. Was one of the ASA agents. And I was glad I saw it because I was watching the movie with one of my buddies, Lamont McGee. Shouts out to Lamont. Make sure you check out his Black Lightning comic he wrote, and he was one of the writers on the Black Lightning TV show. And we both were like, we understood what this was, what it was moving forward. But I think, again, all my opinion, we've become so spoiled where we got everything and now we feel like we have to have everything handed to us. If everything is told to us right now in the beginning of Act 2, what's there left to give for the remainder of Act 2 and then Act 3? Because if we get everything now, all the rest is for nothing. I know, well, they got some shows coming out and some things that may not connect to it. That's fine. We're showing that the Marvel world is expansive. We talk about that with different universes in general. Everything in the world does not always have to apply to the global threat, the overall arching threat, because that is the same way it is in the comics. But I can keep going on and on about it. Nonetheless, I want to know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, click on the notification bell. Some people gonna be like, yo, why'd you drop this now? It ain't out. Let me tell you something. Before I started recording this, I wanted to make sure I pulled the graphic that I have right here, right? Okay, right there, the graphic. There are times, this is on a Thursday, there are 3 p.m. Pacific time in California, in Los Angeles, to see this movie. So I can drop this tonight if I want. But I'm going to drop it in the morning. So that's answering that. But I want to know what y'all think in the comments below. As always, keep it civil. Talking about comic book movies and TV shows. Don't go all off the deep end. Please don't. It ain't that necessary. It is a conversation to have, a discussion to be had. All right? Follow your boy on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Mr. J Washington, M-R-J-A-Y. You should know how to spell Washington. Check out the Mad Titan podcast where I get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live-action cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Come on in the convo and check out the BBC Club podcast. That's the Black Boy Content Club podcast with myself, Moses Prim, and Chris Burns. We talk movies, TVs, pop culture, and a lot more. And we also will have our Ant-Man review as well. We're going to talk about this over on the Prims Hood Cinema YouTube channel and everywhere you get your podcast from. Holla at y'all later. Till then, I'm out. Goodbye.